Hello Cancer friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my January 2020 horoscope report for you. It is my intention with this video to equip you to have the best month possible by understanding the astrological factors that will definitely be coming up. Similar to if you are going on a trip, you will want to know what the weather is and temperature is and what you're working with where you're going so that you can have a better time because you can be prepared. And that's what astrological horoscopes can do. They're forecasts for you, which is why I put them out a month early, so you know what's coming and you can best, most gracefully navigate through whatever comes. It happens to be that this month is a month of much synastry in the stars for Cancers. I know you're like, oh, thank God. I know Cancers have been really getting put through the ringer, and this has been a time of transformation really since the middle of 2018, when that Cancer Capricorn eclipse cycle started rocking your worlds with huge endings, huge new beginnings, things pending. A lot of things, especially in the relationship sectors that have been ongoing for you all, have been, every eclipse cycle is moving you further and further along this continuum with this relationship between yourself and others, with you and your artistic and inner world being brought out into your business, external, place out into the world. You've been, cracking open your internal dreams and putting them out into the world, or being forced to be put out into the world. And it might have made you a little uncomfortable, but this is what's going on. You finding your footing inside of yourself with balancing your emotions, navigating through your empathic tendencies, while at the same time having all of this Capricorn energy that has been pulling you over to say, okay, you've got these feelings, what are you going to do with them? You've got these ideas, what are you going to do with them? You have these imbalances in your relationships, what are you going to do with them? And so this has been the theme for a really long time. Now, this month, there are so many things coming to a culmination for Cancers because you've got the full moon lunar eclipse on January 10th at 20 degrees of Cancer. It's in your sign. It's happening this month. I'm sure you've been seeing things in the months leading up to now. As I always talk about, these eclipses tend to bring manifestations for the, a couple months before and after it gets really hot. These themes that are ongoing over a few years of the eclipse cycle get really hot around the eclipse times. So this has all been happening for you, and it's exciting and it's wonderful, but it could be a lot. So in general, what we're working with here is the fruition of the things that you've been working on, okay? If your birthday is between around July 5th and July 15th, especially the closer to around July 10th, those days around there, the most powerful. Those of you in the, through the 5th, from the 5th to the 15th of July, and the closer you are to the 10th, the more powerful, are going to have the most direct hit from this eclipse, which means that it will probably affect you in the most pronounced ways. That doesn't mean that other Cancers in the other parts of the birthday cycle here, or if you're watching for your rising sign or moon sign, this is also true for you. You can go by the degrees. So between 15 and 25 degrees, closer you get to 20 degrees, the more powerful. Okay, so those are the numbers if you're watching for your rising sign or moon. But every Cancer has a chance to have massive change. Major decisions are going to come for many of you, and this is a month to make decisions. So it's perfect because from February through the rest of 2020, we're going to be shrouded in a personal planet retrograde. And shroud sounds like a bad word, but it's certainly wonderful for many things. It's just that it's not the best for certain things, like big launches. If you have your life's work that you want to put out into the world and you're like, all right, this eclipse, cycle has been working me, I'm doing it, I'm bringing my stuff out, I'm finding my balance, I'm finding my footing. It's your first time doing something important, January is your month. If you've been ongoing tweaking things and you're continually prolifically expressing, it's fine for the rest of the year to just be bringing things out. But your big launches, your big decisions, your big moves, this is an amazing month for all of that. And you want to take advantage of that. So this is also an amazing time to redefine yourself, redefine your look, do anything permanent. I'm not saying anything about whether I advocate or suggest tattoos or body art or anything like that. That's a personal choice for people, but I do get that question a lot as far as astrological transits. This month is a month of permanence, of doing things that are permanent. And it's also free from the personal planet retrograde. So if you have to do something like that, or you're thinking about it, this month may be more clear than other months. If you need a surgery and it's voluntary, this month could be more clear than other months. You have to intuit your way along here because, surgeries and big decisions are complicated factors, have complicated factors that we can't do a good job of in a general horoscope. But in general, this is your month for like those big things. You have to redesign your house, get architectural plans, start building projects, sell homes, purchase homes. These types of changes are going to be front and center for Cancer placements. One of the themes that has been occurring for Cancer placements for a while that is getting again solidified this month has to do with your home being safe, your home being sacred. And I know two Cancers close to me. One's a Cancer Leo cusp, and one is earlier in the sign. But I've watched them go through exactly this storyline of what I'm telling you, which is like getting your home space secure, getting your sacred space established. So if this involves buying a home or renting a home or a lease to own or something like that, this is a fantastic month for that. If you are already in a place that feels safe and you might want to start to think about how you can make something more permanent. I mean, as I say that, of course, spiritual principles tell us, right? Nothing is permanent. So I understand that at the same time, but within this plane, there are things that do make us feel more secure. And sometimes home ownership is that type of thing. So this month, you may have help to buy a home. You may have perfect financing programs that you didn't think that you could possibly be eligible for. Could help to get you into something that's going to really help you. And remember this storyline here for you all. And this is really true, again, between the middle of 2018 and now the middle of 2020. It's going to extend on this time, and we're just kind of at the second to last chapter here. What you're trying to do is find your footing. Find your footing and put it on a firm ground. So a lot of times the energy of Cancer can feel like you're at the beach and the water's coming on your feet and your feet are sinking more into the sand, that you feel, that there's, that things are slipping and they're not sure and they're not secure. So this period of time, and this month in particular, because of all this Capricorn energy, because of the way that it's lining up in your chart, is really telling you, keep your eye on the ball with your goals of finding your financial footing, finding your relationship footing, finding your self-esteem footing, finding your job recognition and your job security, finding an outlet for your creative forces, doing some of those things that you've been thinking about and feeling about, but you are nervous to put them into practice. So this is a really exciting time for all of those things for you. You still have Venus enhancing your relationship space as well. Those of you earlier in the sign, you just have a little bit longer of this. But the rest of you have even longer, a few more extra weeks of harmony and extra goodies in the area of relationships. And relationships is a sector that has been brought up by these long-term themes, but this month it's brought up in a huge way. Now, if you are a Cancer at the end of the sign, all of these things are true for you, but you also have some additional ongoing themes this month of things having to do with your health, things having to do with your pets and animals, things having to do with your daily routine, your regimens, things like that. A lot of the energy that's super strong in the relationship sector for those earlier in the chart, starting at the beginning of the month, is still lingering a little bit in this health, daily routine, getting organized, your structure, your diet, lifestyle, medical things. So you've got those concurring themes at the same time if you're later in the sign. But these relationship stories are really, really important. So if you are looking to start a new business, this month is amazing for that. If you're looking to get new clients, to expand your clients, this whole year is going to be amazing for that for you with Jupiter's entrance into this space. And even those of you in the middle and later signs or part of the sign, because Jupiter rages into a high degree early in 2020, every Cancer placement is going to have the influence of Jupiter in the 7th house, even those of you later in the sign. Usually this takes a little while because these outer planets are staggered. But right towards the beginning of 2020, everything is just this relationship, expansion, solidification, engagements, breakups, meeting new people, solidifying of, things that were more loosely termed, engagements, marriages, having children. News about birth and death are going to be very common for everyone in the zodiac now, but especially Cancer placements, because of the way that this aspect of Saturn combining with Pluto, this only happens once every 34 years, this is going to be influencing the 7th house. And this again is true for all Cancer placements. Those of you towards the end of the sign has this other part of it where it's in the health house, it's in the co-worker house, it's just got it's in the pets, animals house for you later in the sign, but it's still close enough to the 7th house that everyone in Cancer will have this very powerful outer planet combination, which brings a lot of permanent news, a lot of finality, again, about births and deaths. And some of them will be figurative, like it's the end of a relationship, it's the end of a chapter, it's, the birth of a new idea, the birth of a new project. But some of it will be like literal, like someone's passing could influence you. You could be having a baby, find out you're pregnant, or someone having a baby close to you could influence you. Things like that. But in general, this is a very powerful time to make decisions of consequence. They're going to be coming up, and the stars are pretty clear. Although everything that happens in the rest of 2020 may call into question things that seemed clear at this time. A lot of things may be decided for you that may be out of your hands. So in those cases, just follow grace here. There's only so much you can do if something's already decided. But if you have to make a decision and information is coming in from this eclipses and you have to do something about them, the energy is going to be more clear here in January. So a life-changing month for Cancers, an active month, an overstimulating month. The energy in Capricorn is really, really, balancing in some ways, supportive in some ways to Cancer energy. But since it's at a 180-degree angle, meaning it opposes, it's at the other end of the spectrum here, it's like polar opposite. It can feel like you're being pulled in two different directions. It can feel like, things are working against you, but you just keep working at trying to find that balance, and you can transcend it. You can find that sweet spot where you have all the balls in the air and none of them are dropping. But it's definitely going to require you to keep your center, keep your emotional center, not fall into an emotional abyss, and use that powerful high emotional IQ that you have to make some tangible effects in your life. Okay, so really fast, I just want to show you a quick visual of the things that I just said, okay? Because I'm a teacher and I like to show you the whys, not just what. Massive amount of showing in Capricorn. We talked about that serious, somber, life-changing, permanent decisions. Here's this Pluto and Saturn combination influencing relationship space. For those of you in the end of the chart, it's kind of right here. It's like right on the line here. So it still is influencing that 7th house. All these Capricorn planets are making 180-degree angles to your Cancer placements, so it's very overstimulating. It's like being pulled in this direction, being pulled in that direction at the same time. Your goal is transcendence, where you get above this point, you have all the balls in the air. Venus is here influencing this, other 8th house of relationships here. 7th and 8th houses are the houses of relationship. And this, you can see here, all of this energy. And even those of you towards the end of the sign, some of these planets, like these ones that move slower, Mercury, the Sun, they're not going to start out in that 7th house, but they are going to get there this month. It's just going to be a little bit staggered. So you can see it's a very busy month. And the eclipse, of course, is going to be right here. Depending on your placement, if you're later in the sign, you might have that drop back into your 12th house. Those of you later in the sign, like towards the end, we'll say the last couple of weeks, so we'll say the second half, you might have some of this energy of your psychological space being brought up in a huge way. The first half of the zodiac is very focused on rebirth, your physical body, your your image, your place, how you're being seen. And then the second half of the sign is going to have that influence with that eclipse in the inner space, in the psychological space, in, you know, finding your emotional stability, finding, you know, healing for any psychosomatic issues that may be occurring, healing karma, transcending ancestral patterning, things like that are going to weigh in a little bit heavier for those of you in the second half of the sign. So if you want to have more resources on how you can use the astrological energies most to your benefit, definitely go to cozybysweetstarlight.com. Know that all the links I'm giving you are also in the notes below the video. Cozybysweetstarlight.com is my beautiful site. You should go there just to see how beautiful it is, and then you'll love the things that are on there too. But I have written horoscopes a month early that also give you a nice, clear, clean, written overview of the month, of the things you can expect, some summaries. Not the things I talked about here per se, although you might see some of them in there. What I give you in this video has more details, but there are nice summaries that are easy to follow. I also give you book recommendations for each sign each month. And I have an astrology for wellness sector, including herbal teas for each sign, a new series that I'm starting, and all kinds of goodies there. And you can go to anniehelpsyou.com if you would love to be an astrologer or use astrology as part or all of a professional offering. Check out my course, Become a Professional Astrologer, and you can earn money making astrology, your love of the stars, your professional pursuit. I can show you how in this very, very crazy, if you think I go into details with the charts, oh my gosh, this course is like out of this world. So you can see that at anniehelpsyou.com. You can also see my course that helps you to get your business online or expand your cottage business, called Secrets of a Six-Figure Consultant. And you can see these courses on my website, anniehelpsyou.com, along with other goodies I have there. But you can also see them at my new school, Luminous Life Multiversity. I've talked about this in the past. I said I was going to bring it out. So I'm going to bring other teachers into my school. And if you go to LUME, L-U-M-E, Life, and then the letter M, LUMELifeM.com, you can see all of the new courses, all of my previous courses, and new ones being added all the time. If you would love to have my 28-day virtual coaching program called Shine for free, then you get that when you sign up for my free email newsletter, plus a written transit report of all of the notable aspects, when they occur, and what you can expect from them in your inbox a month early. So all that's at anniehelpsyou.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.